In the last video, I told you about how some of you are going to lose your jobs based off of what Zuck said on Rogan's recent podcast. And in this video, we're going to dive into my top 3 tips on how you actually survive this new AI era and the new world that is to come. Because quite frankly, I don't want you to lose your job. So let's dive in. The first thing to actually survive this new era is to embrace AI as a coding partner. And in my last video in the comment section, some of you all called out that AI is not going to ever replace a developer. And I stand with you, at least for now. In my experiences and based off of the information I have now, I don't think that AI is going to be replacing a developer. But I will stand by saying that the developers that don't use AI will be replaced by developers that do. Period. And the truth is, I used to feel kind of the opposite of this. I used to be fully against AI taking over. I still don't use Cursor. Honestly, I just find it annoying. But having the decade of experience and now as a senior engineer, using these tools is like having the intern do all of the annoying tasks that I, quite frankly, don't want to do. And if you don't believe me, here's an example. I use AI every single time to generate all of my test data. And I'm not talking about a single piece of your app or a single test object, but I'm talking like, no shit, I feed the LLM my entire DB schema and ask it to generate multiple records across the entire database so that I have a full cohesive data set. And I could sit there and generate all this test data, but quite frankly, it's annoying and I'm much better off spending my time doing architectural decisions, working on complex tasks, or honestly, just writing some more code because I actually still enjoy it. And if you want a quick rule of thumb, in my experiences, ChatGPT, Claude, whoever it is, are really, really bad at making complex or architectural decisions. But they're really good at boilerplate, generating test data, generating documentation, all of those things. Basic React components, and all of the other simple things. So embrace AI. And I'm not saying that you need to live your life out of the AI chat box. And I will say, friendly reminder for everyone, including myself, writing code is still fun. Having entire coding sessions without going to ChatGPT a single time is still a challenge and a lot of fun. But the reality is, if you're not using AI for the simple things, you are probably going to be viewed as the slow developer very, very soon. The second thing to survive this AI era is to level up your skills completely outside of AI. And I cannot say it enough. So for those of you in the back, listen up. Those of you that will thrive this year are the ones that level up their human skills. If your RAG skill tree is level 99, but your human talking to people skill tree is only level 20, you're kind of screwed. You're upside down on this one. And I'm in the firm camp that a lot of meetings this year won't be because of technical decisions or technical problems, but it's going to be about miscommunication. Like, let's be honest, your senior engineer right now is using AI on a day-to-day basis to talk through their architectural decisions. But no amount of AI can solve the architecture problems if you're just misunderstanding the client altogether. And this is what I mean about human skills. Reading the room, perceiving the context out of thin air that us humans do. AI can't do any of that. And this year, and honestly going forward, you're gonna need to take some time away from being a developer and start being a human again and spend more focused effort learning, growing, and actually talking to your peers. And thankfully, we have all the tools we need. You can start this by getting off your phone, going the hell outside, go hang out with your friends for lunch and coffee, read a lot more books. And if you want to know what books I'm up to these days, drop a comment down below. Would love to make a video on that one. And lastly, as I said before, talk to your people more. Over communicate, and not only just up your chain, but down your chain too. The last thing you need to do to survive this new AI era, and for all my junior engineers out there, I hope out of all the things in this video, you take this one to heart. In big bold letters screaming it from the top of the damn roof, stop using AI as a crutch. Look, if your gut reaction every time you hit a problem in your code is to hit up a friend or hit up Claude every time, you are going to absolutely freaking hate yourself 2, 3, maybe 4 years from now. You see, I will die on the hill that the times you learn the most is honestly when you eat a little shit and you work your way through it. And I get it, it sucks. You just want things to be nice and easy all the time. But the reality is, iron sharpens iron. And every time you use AI as a crutch to solve your problem, it's not your sword being sharpened by iron. It's your sword being sharpened in butter. And it may feel like it's working because it's easier. But the first time that you go out to battle, you will be the first one to die because your sword is so damn dull now that you couldn't even cut a blade of grass. Spend time actually reading the documentation and trying to work through it yourself. You don't need every single time to copy all of the documentation and paste it into ChatGPT and just tell it to spit out the output. Go and do the hard work. And I promise you, if you learn the fundamentals first and foremost, and you go and do the hard work, and you give yourself the time to hone and express your creativity, you will be so much better off for it. And loop back to point 1. I'm not saying never use AI. You should. It's an amazing tool. But there's a massive, massive difference between using AI as a tool or using it as a crutch, where now AI and AI generated code is your entire developer identity. Because at the end of the day, you're still a developer. What do you want to be known as? Do you want to be that developer that can build and make cool shit and ideate through hard solutions? Or do you want to be that developer that cannot perform without ChatGPT? And they don't make a pill for that. So let me know what you think down below. Are you screwed? Are you thriving? Are you just ignoring it because you think this is all bullshit and it's going to go away? I'm genuinely interested to hear your thoughts, because in my opinion, developer world is still thriving. Things are still fun. If you don't use the tools as a tool, you're going to screw yourself in the long term. But if you leverage it in an appropriate way and you continue to have fun and you continue to build complex and cool shit and be truly innovative, and you spend time focusing on growing and bettering yourself, you're headed to a really, really amazing career. And with that, I will see you all next week. Peace.